The Elegoo Centauri Carbon is taking the 3D printing community by storm, and for good reason. My name's Jim, and this is The Edge of Tech. I'm in the Edge of Tech studios, proudly powered by STLFlix. With tons of new models added every month, an academy of classes, a free storefront, and now filament, they really are a one-stop shop for 3D printing. If you're looking to make some money selling really cool models, or just a beginner looking for a place to learn, STLFlix is for you. There's a link in the description if you want to check it out. I've been using the Centauri Carbon for a couple weeks, and spoiler alert, it's a very good printer, especially if you're a beginner. It all starts when you take it out of the box, and in less than 10 minutes, it's ready to turn on. After you turn it on, it goes through about a 30-minute automated setup and calibration. That's a little bit long, but I tell you what, I've never had to run it again, and I'm willing to wait 30 minutes if this thing is just dialed in. It's a fully enclosed Core XY printer with a super strong frame, which allows it to print fast and keep that temperature inside stable. The top and the front door are made of a strong tempered glass, so hopefully they won't just shatter when you move them around or open them. The hot end inside is made of brass and hardened steel, and it has a 60-watt ceramic heater, which allows it to get up to the advertised 320°C temperature pretty dang quickly. It also has a big 50-20 part cooling fan on the hot end to help those parts being cooled while it's going and keep those layers nice and consistent. But I tell you what, you're definitely going to hear this thing printing. The build area inside is 256 by 256 by 256. Where have we heard that before? Bamboo Lab. And it offers a dual-sided flex plate. Side A is a standard PEI textured plate, and side B is specifically formulated for PLA. Side B only needs to get to about 30°C to print PLA, so it'll be more energy efficient because you won't have to heat the hotbed too much while you're printing. It actually sticks very well in all my testing. The other thing I want to mention is that the plate itself, I believe, is like 260 by 260, which really allows you to get that full 256 out of the plate, so that's pretty cool too. On the side of the printer where the filament is, there is a filament runout sensor, and this thing of course does have auto bed leveling, along with auto Z-axis compensation too. So far this thing has worked every time I've used it, and has put out some really great first layers. Inside there is an LED light, although it isn't very good. I think just about everybody who's made a video on this printer has mentioned that, and this really needs an upgraded light. It's just kind of there. There's also a camera inside and allows you to do time lapses and monitor your machine, things like that. I would say this camera is just like a step above the P1S or the P1P from Bamboo Lab, but it's not as good as the X1 Carbon. If you put a better light in here and probably just a little bit better camera, I think you'd be right there with the X1 Carbon, but you judge by yourself by this time lapse right here. In the front left of the machine, or right, depending on which way you're looking at it, there's a 4.3-inch touchscreen, and it's actually been really good. I haven't had any issues with the touchscreen at all. The UI is very nice. I would compare it to the X1 Carbon as far as like the UI and functionality. I really like it. Nothing to complain about on the screen. Right next to the screen over here is a USB slot. This can be used on Wi-Fi if you want it to be, or you can use the USB stick right here and put your prints on this and put it right into the machine to print. So far I haven't had any issues sending prints from my Wi-Fi, but when I turned it on, there was an update that I believe fixed that problem. It's hard to see, but in this thing, there's an auxiliary part cooling fan, which plays a big part in cooling the fast printing that this thing does. And it also has an external enclosure cooling fan that helps regulate the chamber temp and filters it a bit from what I've read. Now, I haven't had any issues with that, and they do say that there's a filter in there, so awesome. I don't know if you can change it. I don't know if you can change it, but it's there. It's definitely there. Now, you may or may not be happy to know that this thing does also have a poop chute. It has a cutter and a nozzle wiper inside as well. The cutter sits in there and it's a silicone nozzle wiper, which is pretty nice. But don't forget, you'll need room behind the printer to catch that filament purge or poop, as we affectionately call it in the 3D printing world. Thank you. Brian Vines, I believe, started that. But thank you, Brian. But it does come with this sweet little catch. We'll talk about this in a few minutes. but it does hang on the back like that. It does not poop near as much as the Bamboo Lab printers because this is single color, not multicolor. So once it loads your filament, it really doesn't poop a lot because it doesn't change the filament often, unless you change the filament often. But it does poop. You'll need room behind the printer. And another really cool thing I want to talk about is that it uses a reskinned Orca slicer for the slicer, which is great to see. I use Bamboo Lab or Orca slicer for everything unless it possibly can't be used with those two, but pretty much for everything. So I'm glad to stick with what I know. I just kind of wish they would have used regular Orca slicer and gave us profiles, because we don't want to download a second Orca slicer just for this machine. So in the long run, I'm hoping I can just take their profiles here and put them into Orca slicer, but there are a lot of profiles. They're pretty tuned in, which is great to see. And it's awesome to use a slicer that I'm already familiar with. That's all with the specs that we're going to talk about today, but how does the Centauri Carbon actually print? Well, it prints pretty dang good. Let's take a look at some of the things we printed. Now, of course, the first thing I did was the benchy. The benchy. Yes, I printed the benchy and it came out pretty good. The actual print time was just under 15 minutes. And just like most of the printers in this category, it comes out a pretty decent benchy. The only issue I had inside was a little bit of stringing. And just so you know, all of this is done with Bamboo Lab PLA Basic red filament. I'm gonna do all these prints that I show today in that filament. But you know, it came out good. I can really read the bottom there. Everything looks pretty good. A little bit of stringing and just kind of a weird string in the back. But other than that, for less than 15 minutes, it came out pretty well. Next, I printed the Eiffel Tower that came on the card, or it was on the card, not really built into the printer, so it's kind of a weird thing. The printer downloads it from the card and then prints it, but it came out really good. This isn't the easiest thing for these printers to print, especially this tiny. It just kind of knocked it out. There are a little bit of, you know, strings in here and a little bit of bridging overhang that kind of drooped down just a little. But overall, a very good Eiffel Tower for the second print that ever came off this machine. I saw the little mini 3D printed Centauri Carbon on the card, so I printed that. It actually doubles as the poop chute collector, or the poop collector, as we talked about a couple minutes ago. And they made it to attach to the back of the printer with two screws that are already there. It works really good. It looks really good. This print came out very good. I mean, almost no layer lines visible. Just a very impressive print right out of the box. And the other cool thing is it's functional. I really think it's smart to add this to the printer because really you're not gonna need a ton of poop. You're not gonna need this giant poop collector because this thing just doesn't poop that much. But this is perfect. It looks great. All in all, a great third print out of the box. Next, I jumped in, I grabbed the Bot Rex, one of the new models on STL Flicks, and I printed that. It came out so good. It's super cool. Unfortunately, I don't have it in my hands while I'm filming this right now because, well, Tristan is playing with it. But I'm gonna have some B-roll while we're talking and you can see how it came out. It came out really good on this machine. It's a really cool little print. And I love the Bot series from STL Flicks. The little bot dinosaurs, they're just so cool to play with. In this case, single color, but that's okay. It came out super good. Now I could go on and on about all the things that I printed, but everybody in their other videos showed you a ton of different stuff that printed off this printer, and I think you get the drift. I definitely think you should check out Uncle Jesse's video and also Frankly Built's video. Both of them very good videos, and they showed a bunch of really cool stuff they printed as well. But I mean, like I said, you get the drift. This thing prints really, really good straight out of the box. So if you're looking to get a new 3D printer or are new and want to get into 3D printing, I would definitely check out the Elegoo Centauri Carbon. I'm not sure of the price yet, but I can tell you that they did say it would be sub $500 as of the filming of this video. Now, I'm not sure what it's really gonna be. All I know is it's less than $500. Man, at $499, this is gonna be a great value. At $399, this would be insane. So definitely check it out. Yeah, with Orca Slicer, being able to use it on the Wi-Fi, and this thing just plain working out of the box, I think Elegoo, this might have been one of your best 3D printers that have ever tested. I do have to say that out loud. It's crazy how good this thing is straight out of the box, and you really knocked it out of the park on this one. So let me know in the comments what you think of the Elegoo Centauri Carbon. Is it a little too late, or is it the perfect time to release a printer like this? Because we know that all the manufacturers out there, they're like in this race to be just like Bamboo Lab. Even though they're like almost 3 years late to the party, they're still releasing printers to catch up to that original X1 Carbon. I really do think this is more suited to go against the P1S, maybe even the P1P, but the P1P is not enclosed. But the P1S would be a great direct comparison to this thing, and they both are very good printers. So let me know again in the comments what you think of this printer. Is it something you would check out? What price would you like to see this printer at? And if you haven't seen this video right here, you definitely got to check out this video.